we will discuss about the development of male gametophyte. In the last lecture, we have seen that from single pollen mother cell, four haploid pollen grains are produced. From this haploid pollen grain, the male gametophyte is developed. So we will discuss about how this male gametophyte is developed from the pollen grain. So that process of development of two non-motile male gametes from haploid pollen grain is known as the development of a male gametophyte. As far as the development of male gametophyte is concerned, the male gametophyte is developed from unicellular, uninucleate, and haploid pollen grain. So this is the pollen grain, which consists of exine, intine. This is the cytoplasm with the single nucleus. These are the germ pores. So this is the structure of the pollen grains. From this pollen grain, the male gametophyte is developed in the angiosperms. Actually, the process of development of the male gametophyte in angiosperms takes place at two different places at two different times. दोन वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी किंवा दोन वेगवेगळ्या वेळेस डेव्हलपमेंटची प्रोसेस जी आहे ती कम्प्लीट होते. पहिलं स्टार्ट जे आहे ज्या वेळेस पोलन ग्रेन अँथर मध्ये असतो त्यावेळेस आणि त्यानंतर दुसऱ्या ह्याच्यामध्ये ज्यावेळेस पोलन ग्रेन स्टिग्मावरती जाऊन पडेल त्यावेळेस होतं. त्याच्यामुळं डेव्हलपमेंट जी आहे ते डिव्हाइड करताना डेव्हलपमेंट इनसाइड द अँथर बिफोर पॉलिनेशन आणि दुसरा पार्ट आहे डेव्हलपमेंट ऑन द स्टिग्मा आफ्टर पॉलिनेशन. So when the pollen grain is present in the pollen chamber, the first mitotic cell division takes place. So due to the mitotic cell division, the unicellular nucleus divides into two cells. The smaller cell is called as the generative cell and the larger cell is called as the vegetative cell. So two unequal cells are formed. So this is the generative cell and this one is the tube cell. The generative cell is the smaller from which the two male gametes are developed. Generally, in majority of the plants, this pollen grain remains as it is up to the dehiscence of the pollen grains. And after successive pollination, the development of the pollen grains or the male gametophyte takes place. So after successive pollination, when this two-celled pollen grain is deposited onto the stigma of the gynoecium, then only the division takes place. While in some cases, when the pollen grains are present in the anther itself, the generative cell divides mitotically to form two non-motile male gametes. So, at the time of development of male gametophyte, two successive mitotic division takes place to form two haploid non-motile male gametes. So, this is the characteristic feature of development of male gametophyte. आता आपण या ठिकाणी असं बघतोय की ज्यावेळेस मेल गॅमेटोफाइट डेव्हलप होते त्यावेळेस ज्या सेल डिव्हिजन होती ती सेल डिव्हिजन जी आहे ती मायटॉटिक सेल डिव्हिजन होते. मायटॉटिक सेल डिव्हिजन का होते तर आपण याच्या अगोदरच याच्यावरती चर्चा केली होती की मिओटिक सेल डिव्हिजन जे आहे त्या एखाद्या ऑर्गॅनिझमच्या याच्यामध्ये लाईफ सायकल मध्ये एका वेळेस होते. एक जे रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह सायकल आहे त्यामुळे एक वेळाच होते. मग ज्या वेळेस पोलन ग्रेन तयार होणार होता त्यावेळेस पोलन मदर सेल जी आहे त्या पोलन मदर सेल मध्ये ऑलरेडी मिओटिक डिव्हिजन झालेली आहे. त्याच्यामुळं आता ज्यावेळेस डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ मेल गॅमेटोफाइट आहे त्यावेळेस त्या ठिकाणी मिओटिक डिव्हिजन न होता कोणते डिव्हिजन होते तर ती मायटॉटिक डिव्हिजन होते आणि दोन सक्सेसिव्ह मायटॉटिक डिव्हिजन्स होतात. पहिली जी मायटॉटिक डिव्हिजन जी आहे पोलन ग्रेन मध्ये होते त्यावेळेस दोन अनइक्वल सेल तयार होतात, एक जनरेटिव्ह सेल आणि दुसरी ट्यूब सेल किंवा ज्याला दुसरं नाव आहे व्हेजिटेटिव्ह सेल. त्यानंतर ही जी जनरेटिव्ह सेल आहे याच्यामध्ये दुसरी मायटॉटिक डिव्हिजन होते आणि त्याच्यापासून दोन नॉन मोटाईल मेल गॅमेट्स तयार होतात. मग टू सेल्ड असेल किंवा थ्री सेल्ड असेल, this pollen grain is deposited onto the stigma of the gynoecium and then the germination of the pollen grains begins. From one of the germ pore, the intine of the pollen grain comes out in the form of tubular structure that is known as the pollen tube. So why this pollen tube comes out? Because when the pollen grain is deposited onto the stigma secretes certain kinds of sugary substance. That sugary substance is absorbed by the pollen grain. Due to that, the content of the pollen grain or content of the cytoplasm gets increased. That creates a pressure onto the intine. Due to that pressure exerted onto the intine, the intine comes out through one of the germ pore in the form of tubular structure, which is known as the pollen tube. Here already the male gametes are developed. All the content along with the cytoplasm, two non-metal male gametes and the degenerative tube cell or tube nucleus, they migrates into the pollen tube. So this structure along with the pollen grain, pollen tube, two non-motile male gametes and a degenerating tube nucleus is known as the male gametophyte of angiosperm. त्याच्यामुळे एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, ज्या वेळेस आपल्याला परीक्षेमध्ये स्केच अँड लेबल डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ मेल गॅमेटोफाइट हे विचारलं जाईल, त्यावेळेस फक्त एवढी एकच आकृती काढायची. आणि जर समजा असं विचारलं, सॉरी, ज्या वेळेस परीक्षेमध्ये फक्त असं विचारलं जाईल की स्केच अँड लेबल मेल गॅमेटोफाइट ऑफ अँजिओस्पर्म, त्यावेळेस एवढी एकच आकृती काढायची. आणि जर समजा असं विचारलं गेलं की स्केच अँड लेबल डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ मेल गॅमेटोफाइट, त्यावेळेस या सगळ्या आकृत्या त्या ठिकाणी काढणं आवश्यक आहे. त्याच्यामुळं remember that things that the development of male gametophyte is taken place by means of two different type of mitotic divisions. After that we will then go towards the second part of reproductive structure, that is known as the gynoecium. So the female reproductive whorl of the flower is the gynoecium, which is also known as the pistil. This is the structure of the carpel or the structure of the pistil or the structure of the gynoecium. Individual member of gynoecium is known as the carpel. इथं gynoeciumला आपण काय म्हणलं, पिस्टिल म्हटलंय. हे gynoecium ज्या पार्टनी बनलेलं आहे त्या पार्टला काय म्हटलं जातं, कार्पेल असं म्हटलं जातं. अ फ्लॉवर विथ मेनी कार्पेल इज कॉल्ड ॲज अपोकार्पस. बऱ्याच वेळा काही याच्यामध्ये एकापेक्षा जास्त कार्पेल्स असतात, त्यावेळेस त्या कंडिशनला म्हटलं जातं अपोकार्पस. त्याचं एक्झाम्पल आहे मायकेलिया. दुसरं पार्ट आहे अ फ्लॉवर विथ मेनी कार्पेल्स फ्युज्ड टुगेदर इज कॉल्ड ॲज सिनकार्पस. काही याच्यामध्ये कार्पेल्स मेनी असतात, परंतु ते सगळे एकमेकाला जॉईंट झालेले असतात, चिटकलेले असतात, त्यावेळेस त्याला काय म्हटलं जातं, सिनकार्पस. सिन्स मीन्स युनायटेड, कार्पस मीन्स कार्पेल. When the carpels are fused with each other, the condition is known as the syncarpus. Example is the brinjal. Each carpel, or we can say the typical carpel, is made up of three parts: ovary, style, and stigma. This globular portion, apex of the carpel, is known as the stigma. Then tubular structure is known as the style, and the basal solan portion is known as the ovary. So this is stigma, style, and the ovary. These are the three different parts of the typical carpel. The number of ovule in the ovary varies. So these are the ovules which are present in the ovary. Depending upon the plants, the number of that ovules varies according to the specific plant. It may be one to the many. For example, in mango, only one ovule is present, while in watermelon, numerous ovules are present, which may produces many seeds. Example of that: paddy, wheat, mango, or uniloculate, uniovulate. That is, in the single ovary, only one ovule is present, then it is called as uniovulate. एका ओव्हरीमध्ये ज्या वेळेस एकच ओव्ह्यूल असेल त्यावेळेस त्याला काय म्हणणार आपण, युनिओव्ह्युलेट. मग त्याचं एक्झाम्पल आहे पॅडी म्हणजे भात आहे, व्हीट म्हणजे गहू आहे, मँगो म्हणजे आंबा. तर काही याच्यामध्ये मल्टी ओव्ह्युलेट आहेत, म्हणजे या ठिकाणी जसं डायग्राम मध्ये दाखवलं, या ठिकाणी साधारणतः 6 ओव्ह्युल्स आहेत, म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये मल्टी ओव्ह्युलेट कंडिशन आहे. एक्झाम्पल आहे टोमॅटो आहे, लेडीज फिंगर म्हणजे भेंडी आहे, अशामध्ये एकापेक्षा जास्त ओव्ह्युल्स त्या ठिकाणी दिसून येतात. Then we will see the structure of anatropous ovule. That is, inside the ovary, the ovules which are present, they are having different natures on the basis of their arrangement of the chalaza, micropyle, and the funicle. In our syllabus, the ovule which is present is known as the anatropous ovule. This is the common ovule which is present in the number of the plants. So it is anatropous or sometimes also known as inverted ovule. या ठिकाणी आपण सरळ बघू शकतो की हा थोडासा उलटा असल्यासारखा ओव्ह्यूल त्या ठिकाणी आहे. आता पार्ट जर ओव्ह्यूलचे बघायचे म्हणलं तर दोन पार्ट मध्ये विभागणी केली जाते. द स्टॉक ऑफ द ओव्ह्यूल इज नोन ॲज द फिनिकल and this is the body of the ovule. So the ovule is made up of basically two parts: stalk of the ovule, that is the funicle, and the body of the ovule. We will see one by one different parts of the ovule. So the funicle is the stalk of the ovule, by means of which the ovule gets attached to the placenta. Placenta is the portion of the ovary on which the ovules are attached. In this placenta, the food material is stored. From the placenta, food material is supplied to the developing ovule with the help of the funicle. Inside that ovule, the raphe is present, which is called as a conducting tissue. We will see in animated structure about that raphe. The part of the funicle which attaches the ovule, that portion of the ovule is known as the hilum. ज्या ठिकाणी फिनिकल ओव्हिलला जोडलं गेलेलं आहे तो हा जो पॉइंट आहे, या पॉइंटला काय म्हटलं जातं? हायलम. सो funicle, hilum, and the rape, these are the parts of the stalk of the ovule. Then the remaining part that is included in the body of the ovule. Chalaza is the basal portion of the ovule from which the integuments are arised. These are two integuments. Integuments ज्याला आपण आवरण म्हणू शकतो. Outer integument and inner integument, they are protective in functions. The characteristic feature of the integument is that it completely cover the nucellus of the ovule except the small opening which is known as the micropyle. हे जे इंटिग्युमेंट्स आहेत न्यूसेलसला पूर्णपणे झाकलेले असतात, कव्हर केलेले असतात, परंतु त्या ठिकाणी एक लहान छिद्र राहिलेलं असतं ज्याला मायक्रोपाईल म्हटलं जातं. So the micropyle is opening of the ovule which is useful at the time of entry of the pollen tube inside the ovule during the process of fertilization. ते आपण पुढच्या पॉइंट मध्ये तिथे लक्षात घेऊ. So that is the micropyle. These two integuments, outer and inner integuments, they are protective in function. They protect the central bulb, that is the nucellus, and the female gametophyte. And these integuments are converted into the seed coats of the seed. The outer integument is converted into the testa of the seed. Inner integument is converted into the tegmen of the seed. Then the function of the micropyle, it allows the entry of the pollen tube inside the ovule. At the center, the parenchymatous cells are present, that is known as the nucellus. That is, the nucellus is made up of parenchymatous cells, thin-walled parenchymatous cells. Inside that nucellus, the female gametophyte or embryo sac is present. This is known as embryo sac or female gametophyte because after fertilization, the embryo is developed in this structure. Therefore, it is known as embryo sac. And in this structure, the female gamete, that is the egg cell, is present. Therefore, it is known as the female gametophyte of angiosperm. The female gametophyte is seven-celled. These are the three six, and at the center, single secondary nucleus is present. So the seven cell, eight nucleated condition is present. We will see how these seven-celled, eight nucleated structure is there. The group of three cells present at the micropylar end, that is known as egg apparatus, made up of single large egg cell and two synergid cells. While at the callus end, the group of the three cells which are present, they are known as the antipodals. And at the center, two nuclei fuses with each other to form the polar nuclei, or it is also known as the secondary nucleus. We will see the structure of this anatropous ovule in the animated form. So this is the structure of anatropous ovule, which consists of, just a second. So this is the placenta on which the ovules are attached. This portion of the ovule is known as the funicle, by means of which it gets attached to the placenta. The point of the ovule where the funicle attaches, that is known as the hilum. These are the two integuments of the ovule. This one is the outer integument and this is the inner integument, which are protective in function. The new integument completely covers the nucellus except the small opening here, that is the small opening known as the micropyle. Here, at the time of fertilization, this pollen tube comes through the style enters into the ovule through the micropyle. So this is the passageway of entry of the pollen tube inside the ovule, that is known as the micropyle. Opposite to the micropyle, the chalaza is present, from which the integuments and the nucellus is developed. The central portion, this one is the nucellus. This nucellus is made up of number of parenchymatous cells. We will enlarge that portion. So these are the parenchymatous cells with abundant amount of food material, and the cells are thin walled. So maximum amount of food is stored, which is supplied for the developing female gametophyte. At the center, the structure which is present, that is the female gametophyte of the angiosperm or embryo sac. These are the three antipodal cells. This is the egg apparatus with two synergid cells, and this is the egg cell, and this is the secondary nucleus. 3 plus 3 6, these are the two, so this is the 8 nucleated 7 celled structure is present. So that is all about the structure of the anatropous ovule which is present in the angiospermic plant. So here we will, in the next lecture, we will discuss about the development of the female gametophyte in angiosperms. Thank you.